disappointed. It's we can't concede 2 goals and be up 2-0, and it's a tale of 2 halves. Thought we were really good in the first half, and thought again in the second half as they continue to push numbers and kind of move into our half. We don't handle that pressure, so it's going to give us things to grow and learn from, and kind of take a break here, and sort of regroup, refresh everybody. But with that said, I think it's also important that we reflect back on what the month looked like. That was our 9th game in the month. Proud of the group, the way they competed. Proud of the group, the way they were able to grind out results, both not only in MLS play, but in the U.S. Open Cup. And really proud of the contributions across the board by a lot of players. So a lot to be proud of, but not satisfied, a bit hungry that we want more, and we'll return back improved.
BJ, did you get an explanation or a look at in the 60th minute when Hani Mukhtar had his shot and it looked like it maybe cleared the line, but was not ruled a goal?
No, I mean, the only explanation I got was obviously, I think, from our vantage point being 70 yards away. It's hard for us to tell yes or no, and they said check complete. That was the information I was given.
And I guess, going from 9 games in the span of a month where you go unbeaten in those games to going into a month where you only play 2 games on the schedule, do you worry at all that maybe that break can maybe interrupt kind of the good form you can be in? And I guess maybe if so, how do you avoid that?
No, I think the rest will be good right here in the early part of this week. And again, I think we're committed. We're a group that's committed to sort of growing and learning. We know we're not a finished product. We know there's a lot of season left, and we're gonna use the time in June to really focus on ourselves and improve ourselves. We have things that need to get cleaned up, and as a group, I think we're hungry to do that.
BJ, obviously, you already told us that you're disappointed about the result of the game, because it seems like for most part of the game, Nashville had everything's under control. What part of that disappointment is the one that you say, well, that's the learning part that we probably have to overcome in order not to lose games like this? Because pretty much it seems like a loss, at least in my opinion, because you had it like under control most minutes in the whole game.
Yeah, I think it's just sort of having that discipline to keep the scoreline, and not exposing ourselves. So I think for us it's just about improving that and building that, and building our discipline both with the ball and without the ball. I think both ways are good to keep a scoreline, a winning scoreline. So again, we'll go back, we'll look at it. And it's not just this game. We'll look at the next couple games, the past couple games, and figure out the areas that we want to improve, the phases of play we want to grow with, and we'll get back to work.
And on the other hand, when you see a guy like Matthew Corcoran having such a complete game on an MLS game, he didn't look like any younger than anybody else, probably just as experienced. What's the feeling inside you as a coach for a performance like that?
Yeah, I think we started this season saying that we were going to play young players, and I think we're doing what we say. I thought he had a really good performance today. It's a performance that he's earned with the way he's been training, the way that he competed in the Orlando game, and for me, it gives us great excitement. Again, we can focus all the time on the short term, and that's what we do. But when you zoom back out and you sort of look at what this month did and where this can go, I think there's a lot of bright spots, and Matt's part of that.
BJ, when you went from a traditional 4 at the back and then trying to hold that 2-1 lead, and you go to a 5 at the back, subbing in Wyatt, I guess my question is, when it comes to center back selection, where is Jason Palacios on that spectrum? Because he had a really good month of May. I was just curious what came to the decision factor between Wyatt and Jason.
Yeah, no, we've got tons of confidence in Jason. Obviously, he had put a couple of shifts in, and for us, it was a little bit like we also wanted to get on the ball, and Wyatt can almost perform a little bit more as an attacking sort of piece there. So that was just nothing there except maybe just trying to, again, when we get the ball, getting an extra attacking number in there to kind of use it to hold the lead.
And then the, I guess, first goal that you guys conceded from New York, it was like a lot of tiki-taka passes in between the middle of the attacking third for them and your defense. I guess where did it all go wrong for your side when it came to that? I know it's kind of quick to react to all that, but
No, I just think for us it's just about being disciplined and having our structure, right? We're not going to make reactions to individual goals. It's just, are we doing what we want to do? We're a team that wants to deny central passes. So for us it's just getting back to doing what we do.
We are going to transition onto this one, Ben, right? Ben, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you call me. Sorry about that. BJ, I'm trying to think of a less kind of generic or cliched way to word this. But just looking at the second half, we've seen you guys come out of the second half with kind of more intensity in the past, and in this it felt like maybe it was flipped a little bit. Do you feel like in any way that you let your foot off the gas, or do you feel like it was more just the way that New York came out and approached the second 45?
No, I mean I don't pinpoint that like we came out with a lack of intensity. I think a lot of it has to do with New York pushing a lot of numbers there, pushing us back, and I think our discipline with and without the ball needed to improve. And again, I think that'll be an area that we can grow from.
And then I know that you talk about wanting to see like more of a collective view of this team. And I know there are 11 guys on the field, but it does feel like Connie and Sam, especially in the last few games, have really developed an important connection in the final third. How important do you think that is, not just from a team perspective, but from two guys who do kind of have a significant importance just because of their roster designations?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're both in really good form, and you can see, I think as we talk about everybody making an impact on this team, they're able to do that not only by scoring goals and setting each other up, setting teammates up, but also with the work that they're doing off the ball. So again, when we look at the whole month of May and the shift that those two guys put in, nothing but proud of them.